Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, I'm Siddharth. I'm an HR professional with over 10 years of experience. I've lived and worked in 4 countries: in India, in Latin America, Argentina, in the UK, and I'm right now living and working in Dubai. In these 10 years of HR experience, I have hired hundreds and thousands of college professionals when we used to visit these colleges for campus recruitments. And that's exactly the topic I want to cover in the video today, which is to explain how do companies look at campus placements and also provide some tips and advice to students who are in final year of their college. If you're a parent, if you're a student yourself, or if you have friends and family members who are studying in universities, this video is a must watch. Now, I've completed my formal education about 10 years ago, and I was trying to understand how many colleges and universities are there in India right now. And as per some credible stats, the number is huge. There are more than 50,000 colleges or universities in India, which means each of these 50,000 colleges or universities offer a huge variety of courses, whether they're diploma, graduation, post-graduation, PhD, etc., etc. And that also in various streams. So there are medical colleges, there are engineering colleges, there are science colleges, there are arts colleges. There are just a lot of courses, and all these 50,000 colleges have a lot of students studying in each of these courses. So yes, the market is huge. There are a lot of students studying in India right now. So a lot of us work very hard to get into one of these colleges. And while we look for quality education in the years we spend there, we also expect our college to help us with getting our first job through campus placements. And that is where I'm going to share a lot of interesting stuff in a while. Stay tuned. Let's first try to understand these companies' perspective towards campus placement and why do they hire these students every year. Now, if you're wondering what do companies exist for, then it's no rocket science. They exist for doing business, and business needs people. So whether it's selling products, whether it's building product, whether it's providing services or distributing product, all of this requires people. And all these companies conduct a very interesting exercise which is called as workforce planning every year. Now, workforce planning typically starts with the business planning. So while the companies are closing a financial year, they're already planning for the next year. For example, a company which has done, let's say, a revenue of $100 million in a particular financial year will look for growth in the next year and will say that they aspire to do, let's say, $120 million revenue next year, which means an increase of this 20. For that to happen, they need to have people to help them get that revenue number. So workforce plan typically is a plan for a company for their workforce for the next year, which would typically have the number of employees they need for next year, for what roles, for what locations, for what skills, etc. Let's take another example which is more in India's context. Let's look at software engineering, which is a skill that India is really popular for. Now, a company that may be operating, let's say, in the US or UK is paying software engineers in those locations a wage that is much higher than what they would pay to somebody in India. So India is way cheaper than the countries in the West. So a company's plan may also be very location specific, and their workforce plan can mention that they want to reduce, let's say, the headcount in the countries in the West and hire people in India, which will be a significant cost optimization or reduction, and also getting a lot of good quality people in India who work hard and who will be as productive or sometimes more productive than people in more expensive locations. So each company will have a different plan for next year, and hence their workforce plan could also be very different. But most companies have this workforce plan, which essentially is a summary of what kind of people do they need for next year, what locations, what skill sets, etc. And this plan then translates into the number of people and the skills of people and the location at which these companies want to hire these students who are completing their courses. That was how companies look at campus placements. Now let's just look at it from the college's vantage point. How do colleges or universities look at campus placement? Now, each of these colleges has a group of students which is called as the placement cell. The responsibility of the placement cell is to engage with these companies who are looking to hire these students, get them to the campus, and equally prepare the existing students, and then help these companies hire these students and also help these students to get hired by these companies. So a placement cell does this for the whole college. So there are three important parties here in the process. Number one is the companies who have worked on their workforce plan and are here with a clear requirement of how many students do they want to hire, with what skill sets, with what background. The second party is the college itself, which is trying to ensure that good companies visit them and that most of the students, and ideally all, get placed in these companies. And the third party is the placement cell, which is trying to organize this whole process. Let's keep in mind the rankings of the college. Now, there are a lot of these agencies in India, some credible and some are not, who rank these colleges or categorize them into various tiers. For example, if you look at software engineering or engineering in general, the IITs are ranked way ahead than all the other colleges. So they're followed by the NITs and then the rest of the colleges. A similar ranking or tier categorization is available for different streams of colleges in India. Now, for these companies, they want to hire the best of students. The probability of hiring a good student is more in these good ranked colleges, and hence a lot of these good organizations prefer to go to these higher end colleges to hire students from there. Having said this, not all companies would like to do that because there are several other parameters for them to take care of. The most important one is the budget. If the companies are going to the higher ranked colleges, they better pay good salary, good benefits, and a good overall package for the company to be lucrative enough for the students, so that they find these companies attractive. In reality, while no college can guarantee 100% job placement for all the students, the chances for these good ranked colleges to get their students placed are higher than those in the other colleges. But the students should not worry at all. If you're studying in even not the best of colleges, don't worry about getting a job, because you can't get a company to your campus. All you can do is work hard to prepare well to maximize your chances of getting selected in whatever opportunities come to your college. Based on my decade-long experience, I'll be sharing with you some practical tips that will help you improve your chances of getting selected in these campus recruitment process. I'll be talking about group discussions, resume, personal interviews, and all the important steps that you need to prepare well for. For those who don't know my career journey, I started as a software engineer, also as a professional dancer, and then decided to do my master's in HR because I thought HR would be something that I would be really interested in doing. And I've been in HR for 10 years now, worked and lived in 4 countries. And while this particular topic is focused on India, but I've started this YouTube channel where you can find a lot of content on other opportunities, also international opportunities. So if you haven't followed me yet on Instagram, here is my Instagram handle. Also, you can find the details of the YouTube channel below. Subscribe, like and share with your friends and families. Those who are in universities or colleges, the students, their family members, their relatives, please do share this with those who can benefit from this series. Wait for the second part of the series where I'm going to share detailed tips. Until then, stay tuned and thank you for watching.